Hello everyone, this is Niranjan here, and today, as scheduled, I am going to take on the Beth Harmon bots. So before I go live, before I start, I just wanted to update on the socials that I am live. So just give me a moment. Just let me know if my sound is okay, video is okay. So if everything is okay, then I am ready to start. Mm. So, how are you all doing this Sunday afternoon? All good. Thank you, Piyush. Thank you for letting me know. So, Rakesh told me that Beth Harmon, some levels are really strong, and I must confess that I have not really practiced so much against Beth Harmon's bots because I wanted to know how it is to really take the challenge without knowing anything. So there are many celebrities also in this. I just saw Levi also is there. Louis is there. So I'm very curious how I do. And I'm about to start. I'm just going to update the links on the socials so that people know that I am here. Just give me a moment. Okay. So how many of you have already tried playing against Beth Harmon? Thank you, Adarsh. So I'm curious to know how many of you have already tried. And the thing about these bots are, I'm sure by now you all must have watched or heard about Netflix 8, and I could defeat it. After playing the next level, I'm scared of Beth Harmon. Please teach me how to defeat it. Um, okay, I'll try because I really have no clue as to what her level is at this moment. But yeah, I'm curious. I will try my best. Okay. So just got the link and updating it. These are very strong bots. Dakshil says he can't win against Beth level 7 and 8. Aman is saying that it's amazing. Wow. Okay. Alright, so I'm ready to take on. I've just updated the link. Mm, I got slightly delayed than the schedule, so apologies for the delay. Okay, so I'm all set. GR4 VEREK is saying I'm able to beat Beth 11, but I couldn't win against Beth 15. I think there are only 7 levels. I'm not sure how you're able to play so many bots, but let's try. So I'm going to try the first one now. So Beth Harmon at the age of 8. Let's see. So I'm going to say no challenge of any kind. Let's begin. Okay, let's start the game. I am white. I'm going to play e4. Scandinavian. I'm going to take this pawn. I'm going to play knight c3 because the queen has to be attacked. Bishop e2. I'll now play d4. Okay. I'm now threatening d5. Very simple. This is a fork. So this 8-year Beth Harmon has probably just learned the rules of chess like they show in the film, in the series. I played 3 more than chess.com. Okay. Hi Pranav. Good to see you here. Okay. b6. I'm not sure why. Why b6? Okay, I'll just castle. I'm going to play knight d4. Queen e5. The things I have always told in the YGOA series, not to develop your queen early. Guys, I hope you have watched our YGOA series where we analyze your games. Some of you might have already sent your games, isn't it? Okay. H6. Okay. Let's get the rook. I'm going to play knight e6. You see, she's going with the pieces behind. It's not a good strategy. So I'm going to win this game. That's very clear. How do I checkmate? There are so many ways to checkmate, but I'll choose this. I want to go bishop f7 and or rook d8. So now I'm going to play bishop f7 is fine. Okay, there are so many checkmates possible. I'll just choose this and take this. Maybe take this. I'm okay with giving this knight, but my opponent is not taking it. Okay. So now I'm threatening queen f7 mate, bishop f7. Bishop f7 is not a mate yet, but okay. Now I am threatening queen f7 mate. But okay, the bot is trying to defend against the mate, but it's not going to be that late. I mean, the next move there will be a checkmate. This was easy. So let's update this course. So that means I have got 1, which is good. Okay, what's the chat saying? Hi Kiran. Hi all-rounder. The first round was easy. Not much. Let's see the next bot. So I'm now playing the 1200 rated bot. His age is 9 years old. I'm going to stay consistent with my response. I'll play first move e4, go for the Scandinavian. It seems like they have a repertoire set for Beth, but I think there will come a time where I will have to face the Sicilian. What if I play queen h5, attacking f7 and e5? Seems interesting. Okay, so there I get a free pawn. Okay, so I won a free pawn, and then I think the conversion should be easy. I'm now also threatening bishop h6. Knight g4. Okay, just preventing knight b4, and then bishop f4, attacking c7, knight a5. I can drop back the bishop here or here. I would like to maintain this, and then okay, I'll just question this knight before I could castle because f2 was hanging. Now I'm going to play my rook to e1. Yes. Rook b8. Okay, d5, so that this knight feels the heat, but if I play b4, this knight is trapped. So knight h5, I can simply play bishop h2. Oh, and then my opponent wants to go bishop f6, so I'll play bishop e5, preventing bishop f6. Free knight, I take it. Any level, I mean age. Okay, the 1200 rated one, all-rounder. The strategy that I have followed to get a winning position against this 1200 Beth is not to give anything for free and play with tempo. Like whenever you get an opportunity to attack your opponent's pieces with the tempo, do it. So that's what I've been doing. So if I play bishop d6, my opponent wants to take on a5. Beth Harmon. Okay, I can play knight d5, but then d7 is hanging. Bishop d6, bishop a5 is coming, so I have to be careful. I have to save this pawn. I also have g4 just to fork, so I'm going to stick with that. g4, and one of these will fall. I get this, and then I get this. So here you win a lot of pieces, so this is great. I can play knight d5 and give up this rook because there is a mate. Will she spot it? She has, because now knight e7, king h7 is coming. So I'll give a knight f6 check, and then I'll just move my rook because the rook is attacked. I want to go bishop f7 and bishop g6. That is my idea. Okay, so knight is attacked. On bishop g6, my opponent wants to go bishop takes f6. So how about a discovered check like this or like this? So then after king h7, I go bishop g6. Okay, bishop g6, and then knight h6. A checkmate with the knight, the killer knight. Okay, so this was also fine. Not much, no hassle. So this I was able to win easily. I'm downloading the games because there is no way to get these games. I just figured out that the board games are not stored by default, so you have to like literally save them on your own. Alright, that's good. 2 games done already. How many of you were able to beat these two bots? Kartavya, I am Niranjan. I am a FIDE master and I work for chess.com, India. So, all-rounder, I would suggest that you watch our series YGOA, where it's primarily aimed at players at your level as well as those players who have started the game and who are beginning to learn the game. So, Sarthak, you have defeated Beth at the age 12. Very good. Aman, you are also one of those. Great. So that means level 1, level 2 is easy. Let's see how level 3 is before I come back to answer your questions. Let's say I want to play. I am losing. I hate losing. Let's play again. No, I want to play a different bot now. So let me go to Beth at the age of 10, who is now 1600. So Beth is a strong club player now, capable of taking on a room full of high school players in a simultaneous exhibition. Can you survive against this prodigy? That reminds me, I have played some simuls online and offline. And I remember once when I was in Chennai, I went to represent my school, Velamal, in a simul, and there were a lot of company officials. So they arranged a simul for all those who had come in the top 10 in their company event. So that was a nice experience to play a simul there. Of course, I've won many local simuls when I was in my teenage years, but I have not done it recently on over the board events. Okay, let's see. I watched this series in parts, so I did not watch it in one go. So I remember the scene in which Beth takes on these players in a school after she meets this one professor. All right, I have beaten Beth at age 20. The bot trash talks. Okay, is it? I haven't experienced it yet, but let's see. Let's now match Beth at 10. All right. I need a challenge. Can you provide that? Okay, I'm here to provide a challenge. E4. I'm going to play E4 and expecting Scandinavian, but no. Beth at the age of 10 has learnt that Scandinavian is not for her and she's going with E4, E5. I'm going to try the 4 knights if my opponent plays knight F6. Let's see. Yeah, it is knight F6, so I'm going to play D4. This is an opening which is easy to play with white pieces. It's pretty straightforward. You play knight c6 and then you develop the bishop, you castle. Now d5, the threat is de4 because this is pinned. So I will obviously take ed5. So I see that Beth at the age 10 has already improved her openings. She's 1600. Castles. Okay. So how about I play queen f3 first or bishop g5? I'll play h3 first to prevent bishop g4. And then queen f3. I want to get this knight to e2. Bishop g5 is possible. My opponent is going for bishop e5. Then rook a e1. Yeah, let's go for that. Bishop f6. Okay, this pawn has to be defended, so I'll just defend it with rook b1. Rook b7. Okay, there is some creativity also here. Wasim Tamboli. Yes, I am playing 1600. Let's see if I can beat Beth at age 10, whose rating is 1600. Okay, so I'm going to develop my rook, playing very simple moves for now. I can play bishop f6, I can play bishop f4. Bishop f6 will reduce the material, but I want to maintain some pieces, so I'm going with bishop f4. Exchanges are okay as of now. c5. So on knight e4, my opponent wants to go knight d5. Is it? Can I set a trap with something like rook b d1? No. You should always expect your opponent to play the best move. If I play rook b d1, b2 is also hanging. So I'll go with the obvious move, which is knight e4, knight d5. My queen is attacked. If I play queen e5 and attack this pawn, then my opponent might defend it. I can also play queen d6, but I'm slightly reluctant to do that. If I play queen e5, the knight will move somewhere. Maybe knight b4 is the idea. Yeah, this is the idea. So I have to be careful now. I'll simply play queen d2 for now, because on knight b4 I want to go a3. On knight d3 I want to go queen d3, but f5, no, this is a move which is bad, guys, because it weakens the squares e6, g6 seriously. So I'm going to play knight c5 and take advantage. I can go knight e6 and eliminate this, but is it necessary? What about bishop c4, this pin? So I'm going to pin, and I'm also attacking this pawn. And now I can also play rook b d1 and attack it again. Yeah, so I finally won a pawn, which is a good sign. So I know why playing against 1600 Beth at the age of 10 is difficult, because she doesn't make obvious mistakes. The mistakes are such that it will take a long time for you to exploit them. So you have to play a long game in order to beat Beth Harmon at age 10. That is clear. I can take this and play a simple ending. So I'm going to do that. So you see 1 pawn island, 2 pawn island, 3 and 4. So there are 4 pawn islands, which means I can win more pawns, provided I play good technical moves. So I'm going to play rook d2, idea rook e d1. I'm going to put more pressure, and see, I have won the second pawn. So you have to play a very strategic game, and you have to be very slow and steady to win this game. You should have patience, accumulate small advantages. Now this bishop cannot really go anywhere, so that's a good thing for me. As white, I can play b4, I can play f4, so I'm going to play f4, so that this bishop is tied to this pawn on f5. King is an active piece in the endgame. I'm going to get it. e5. Okay. All-rounder is asking how to decide which tactics to use. Yeah, Utkarsh is right. It seems like she's bad at middle game and end game. Know the perfect attack. I think the reason why these FMs, IMs or GMs know how to attack is because they have seen that pattern before. So they are acquainted with the themes that usually come in their ensuing pawn structures. So you can also get better. It's a matter of time. You invest some time in doing things pertaining to chess, you will get better. So be consistent with your practice. Now on bishop e6 I want to take, and then play b3. Healthy pawns, everything is fine. If my opponent takes, I'm going to take back. Oh, okay. So I'll have to play king f3 again, which is a concession of some sort. I'll play rook b5 because rook g3 check, I want to go king f2. Okay, so my opponent wants to go rook c2 check now. It's not so easy. I did some mistakes definitely, because I gave some play to my opponent. Now if I play ba4, my opponent wants to give a check and take this pawn. And my opponent is also threatening rook c2 check. I have to be careful. So I'll first give a check. And then rook b4 if I go, he'll go rook c2 check. She'll go rook c2, and then if I go king g1, then rook takes a2. Okay? Seems something that I would like to do. a3 is a potential idea. I have to be careful. Oh, this is much better to play. So I play rook b6, king f2. I'm how many pawns up? 3, 4, 5. So I'm 2 pawns up. It may seem as if the technique should be easy, but it's not. I mean, you have to still make some precise moves. I can take this also. So I'll do that. I'll take this. I'll take this. And then I will also take this. I can give up that pawn. Yeah, so I'll take this. So I'm 3 pawns up. I can go f5. Yeah, she's very bad in endgame. That's clear here. Okay. King g3, rook c3. Okay, no problem. I'll play rook d4. I can play rook d4 and give up that pawn, or I can play king g3, rook check, king g2. So many moves. I'll go with rook e6. If I play king g2, then rook check again. So king e4, rook into pawn, king d5, rook c3, something like that. So I'll go with this. Check. f6. This I will win. I'll go king f7. And so we must say, now you resign. But she isn't resigning. Okay. So pots probably don't resign. She's saying, watch yourself. Okay. I am. So I'm going to just take this and come on, now it's time to resign. But my opponent isn't thinking of resignation. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do rooks. Okay, third rook. I'll put the third rook. So 3 rooks mate. Probably the first time in my life I will have 3 rooks. Nice. 3 rooks and it's a mate. Great. Alright, so I've saved it. Let's get back. What is the chat saying? Murudil Shah is asking how to improve at middle game. Exchange G pawn and advance H pawn. In that end game, it wasn't clear, Utkarsh, if that was really needed. Of course, you can exchange the H pawn and win, but why exchange when you can do without exchanges? In end games, it's good to keep your pawns, especially when you are on the winning side. Murudil, how to improve at middle game? That's a very general question. And one thing I can suggest is please keep an eye on our channel. We do this YGOA series where you can pick up a lot of tips on how to improve not only in middle game but all parts of chess. On the other side, I think consistent practice will help you improve at middle game. Study the games of masters and do some puzzle solving. These are the 2 basic things that every chess player does: studying games of top players and solving puzzles. So if you want some specific tips, I would suggest that you watch YGOA series. Alright, let's see what happens. Parikshit is right. Tactics help a lot because they construct a pattern in your mind so that when it comes on your game, your mind automatically will suggest a move and you will be in wonder, I have seen this pattern, and the happiness that you experience when you get that pattern, that cannot be explained in words. So how to handle if a gambit fails? Stay in that zone. Like if you are talking about a gambit, I have played, there was a similar experience I will share. I played this very rare line of Tarash against a grandmaster in Delhi, and I knew that it's a risky line, but I knew that I'm going to take that risk. So I was consciously taking a risk. I knew the merits of the line. I also knew what are the drawbacks of this line, but I've played the whole game as if I was in full attacking mode. I never really gave a clue to my opponent that I had failed in my attempt at getting that gambit right. So what happens is it builds a psychological pressure on your opponent when you are playing a gambit. So you stay in that zone and go for the kill. So that is one psychological attitude you can have when you are playing. And I managed to draw that game, but if you look at it objectively, there were a lot of moves that I played which were not correct, but they were fully aligned with the attitude of that particular round. I had to go all aggressive and it suited it. So that is one way of handling a gambit if fails in between. Yeah, Kiran Purohit is right. Risk hai to ishq hai, but too much of risk is also not good. You have to maintain the balance. You're talking about piece activity and right squares for pieces. Just yesterday I did a stream on this. Mrudul, you can watch it. There was a game in which one of the opponents had problems getting the squares for his pieces right, and I have given a lot of suggestions to him. So please check that stream. Everything about piece control, getting placement for your pieces, everything is mentioned in that video. So please check that. You're welcome, Rudul, and you're welcome, Nirmal. Let's go to the next bot. So who is the next bot I have? So I played against Beth at the age 10, and now Beth at age 15. She's already 1800. Beth has been studying chess despite being unable to play for years. Eager to prove herself, she enters the state championship. How will you fare as her opponent? Okay. I'm sorry for the background noise. There's somebody on the streets. Okay. Yeah. Let's check. So she's eager to prove herself. She enters the state championship. How will you fare as her opponent? So I have to play as if I'm in a state tournament and I'm facing Beth Harmon, and it's a contest of who will win that state championship. Okay. All right, let's go. I would love to play you. It has been a while since I was able to play games. So she is clearly hinting at the fact that she is out of touch, but she is studying chess. So she's not got an opportunity to play tournaments. I'm going to stick with e4 for this game as well. Okay, knight f3. So has anybody defeated Beth Harmon at age 15? Let me know. So again 4 knights. Let's see. So she's going to play g6, something new and something that I have not seen at top level, not played at top level. Queen f6. If I play knight db5, she's going to go bd6. I'm not so sure. I'm going to go knight db5. How is she going to take the pawn? Okay, queen e5. What if I play f4? She's going to play queen c5. I don't know, maybe she's fallen into my trap. Or am I missing something very simple? No. So that means I have one knight takes c7 and I'm going to get my rook. I'm going to get the exchange, at least an exchange. This is a good start. So seems like she has made some mistakes in the opening already. Now I want to make sure that the queen leaves this square, and what I can do to make that happen. I can play queen d3, but knight b4 is a possibility, so I'll just play a3 and see how things go. I'm going to play queen d3 supporting this. I'm now going to play bishop e3, but if I play bishop e3, she has set a trap. So she wants to play knight takes c2. So if I take queen takes c2, she wants to take queen takes e3. This is her trap. Okay, so I'm going to play bishop d2. No problem. Now if I play b4 and attack the queen, that's also good. I can also play e5 and prevent this knight from coming to f6, which seems natural, so I'll go with e5. Piece sacrifice. It's not really needed. Why did she give away? So now if I play queen e3, there is a knight into c2 fork. So this player at age 15, Beth at 1800, plays for small traps. So even if you are winning, don't be in a hurry to win the game because she is likely to set a lot of traps. So this is certain from the games that I am seeing, the moves that she's making, this is clear. Okay, when you are ahead in material, you should be ready for exchanges, which is a good thing. Now I'm going to castle. I'm threatening to play bishop g5, and I think she's fallen for the trap because now you see the e7 is hanging. I can put a lot of pressure on e7. You must always attack the pinned piece. Just don't sit after pinning. So there is this move through which I can put more pressure. And then there is this move from which I can put more pressure. So I think this black will not be able to take because I will just take everything. I'm ahead in material. Now it's time to checkmate, I think. I can play knight f5 check. Queen e8 check. This is a king hunt. Rook d6 check, king takes f5. Let's chase the king. Rook d6 check, king takes f5. Oh, she's not letting me do that. I'll play knight d6, fine. Okay, queen e5. h3. It's made in 2. Queen f4. It's not made in 2. Yeah, it is. So this is queen g4 and it's a mate. So that's great. So I won again. So how many games have I won? I think I must update the scores. So 4-0 as of now, right? Okay. So I'm doing fine. Kiran, I live in Belgaum. Aryan Nair, age 20 starts getting tough. Rishabh Singh says that he defeated her yesterday. Great. Great to see that you have defeated her. Maybe you could share what exactly helped you win. Because with this age 15, Beth Harmon, I think I played a very good opening and then she played for small traps like 1 rupee trap, 2 rupees trap, and I did not fall for her traps and then I was able to win. So for now it's all good. Let's see what happens next. So I've never lost a serious game before, is it? Okay. So I have 4-0 now. Let's see. Beth at the age 17, she's an international master already. Beth is playing at the strength of an international master. She has proven herself at the national level and is ready for an international stage. Are you ready? I must mention that I am an under 17 national champion. So I won the Indian championship. So I am more than ready to face Beth at the age of 17. And you can see that she's a 2400 level player already. So let's see if we can beat international master Beth Harmon. Alright. Beth Harmon at age 17. Skanda, good to know that you live in Mysore. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. For those who have not visited Mysore, it's a place you must visit. There's also Nandi Hills there. There is Mysore Palace. There's also a garden nearby. You must visit that place. Let's go. I need more experience versus grandmasters. Are you that strong? So she's asking me whether I am that strong, but I wish to mention that I have a grandmaster now. So you can consider that I can give you a good fight. Let's see. I'm now going to change and play d4. Enough of e4. I'm going to play d4 and I'm hoping to play Catalan if she lets me do that. Yes, there you go. How will she respond against the Catalan? Because throughout the film I have not seen her facing the Catalan. Okay. This is a normal line. Easy line to play as black. That is certain. Okay, bishop d7. So what she is doing is she is developing her pieces as quickly as possible, and which is a good thing. I don't see any obvious mistakes. All good, and she's playing top notch as of now. Now I'm going to play rook c1, queen f4, something like that, because I need to defend this pawn. So I'll go rook c1. Yeah, as I mentioned, I'm going to play queen f4 and get this knight to d2. g5. This is aggressiveness. Not really needed in this position, but yeah, she's going for it. Now I have to be very careful because now I know the kind of zone she is in. So I have to move queen e3, and she wants to go f4. Okay, I get that. So somebody said that she'll start going strong. Hi Sushant, good to know that you are in Udupi. I came to Udupi last year when I played a tournament in Kundapur. So Udupi is a place of Sri Krishna. So I have visited that temple. Thank you for joining, Sushant. F4 is coming. So what do? I think she's already playing quite well. And needless to say, she is international master now. So if I play knight bd2, f4 is coming. If I play queen d3, knight b4 is coming. And also g4 is coming. So a lot of pawn moves are going to come if I don't react properly. Also g4 is on the cards. I can see that. So I must deal with f4 first. Very important. So how about cd5, ed5 and queen b3? I play with tempo. I'm going to do that. And play queen b3 attacking this pawn. So she gives away the pawn. Is this her first blunder? She gives away the pawn. Okay. That's a check. Okay, so that means I have won a pawn, which is a good sign. I'm going to take this. And now I'm going to support this pawn with a simple move e3. Okay. And then I'm going to play knight to c3, develop my knight. Okay, so d5 is not possible because knight c3 is coming. So it's not really something that I can take. PJ Chess and Games. Thank you. We are all great in our own way, PJ Chess. Thank you for your message. All-rounder is saying knight g5. Where knight g5? Maybe I missed it. Okay, my opponent has played h6, so that means he's defending this pawn. Okay, how can I improve my position now? I'm a pawn up, and I'm okay with exchanging pieces because I am ahead in material, but I should not really exchange my good pieces with my opponent's bad pieces. So this I know. If I take knight e4, my opponent will take fe4, and then if I play knight d2, my opponent will go bishop d5 and support this pawn, which will open the line for my opponent, which I would not like. So how can I further improve my position? Can I play this knight somewhere? Where to place? If this knight moves away from c6, I can jump with knight e5. That is one idea. What if I play knight b5? My opponent will support this pawn maybe with rook d7. Yeah, he will support that. What else? What other options do I have? I can play h4, g4, then I can play knight e1 and get this knight to d3. Yeah, seems like a good option to me. So I'm going to play h4 and then knight e1 because I want to get this knight to d3 and f4. So if I play knight d3, I think that's a good sign. I'll put my knight on f4, and on that square there is nobody going to disturb the knight. So I'm going to do that. So it's a what? This is shocking. So the thing about Beth Harmon I've observed in these games that she gets desperate suddenly, maybe with some sacrifices. She wants to complicate matters. So by playing knight g3, I think she will win e3 and g3. Okay. And maybe d4 also. It's unexpected. But from the more I see it, I feel that yeah, that was probably the best move in the position. So I'm going to play knight f4. Rook g3 is met by king f2. So you cannot really take rook g3. That was a small trap I had because the rook would get trapped with king f2. Now I can play king f2 and push this rook away. That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to play king f2 and push this rook away. Yeah, so the rook is pushed and I can take this pawn, but if I take this pawn, then the b2 will also fall because rook b8 is coming. Nirmal, Code Full Man, Beth's rating at this level is 2400 as of now. So hi Srishti, good morning. Hi Vivek. Yes, Vivek is right, it's there on the screen. I'm playing the h17. It's good afternoon, sorry. Yeah, alright. So rook e1 is possible, rook e1, rook e1, rook e1, knight c2 is possible. I want this rook on d2, so it stabilizes my second rank. So I'm going to play rook d1. You see, I'm doing blunder check because mistakes against bots could cost you heavily because they don't make obvious blunders, so you should be very alert. Rook d2. I'm putting my rook on a square in which it hangs, but I know that I can go rook a d1 next. Okay, I will take this. And I can also take this because I am I'm up by a piece. So I'm getting the rook out with tempo. And I can go rook e7, but I must face this check on d2. Rook d2 is coming. I must do something about it. Or I can go rook e7. On rook d2 I can come back. But yeah, I don't want to give any play to my opponent. So I'll just play a3. So on rook d2 I'm going to play rook e2. King g6. Okay. How about this? I exchange. Yeah, this is an endgame I would like to play. Definitely. This is clearly in my favor. So this is a weakness. I'm going to attack this weakness somehow. How do I attack it? My opponent has just played a very nice move, preventing bishop f1. So I want to attack f5. So how do I do it? I will do it with my knight. I go with my knight to e3. Very simple. Hi Rishabh Singh. Yeah, it's a wow. With age 17, she is 17, it's 2400. That's definitely a wow. Now I can play bishop f1 and exchange because the endgame is anyway winning for me. So I'm going to take this pawn next. I'm going to take all the pawns. I'm going to take this also. So my opponent is keeping an eye on different possibilities. So I can play king e4. This knight in game is definitely winning. I'm just knight b7, king e6, king e4. Yeah, this should be winning. Check and then fork. I pick a pawn. So one by one I pick all the pawns. And I know that Beth Harmon won't resign. Despite her first coach's warning, she is not going to resign. Okay. So how about promoting all my pawns, which is something I have not done in online chess. I've done it in real life. I've promoted all my pawns once. I was very angry against one of the opponents and I promoted all the pieces. Okay, so how many pieces do we have? Okay, what piece do I promote? Hi Ambrish. Okay. Maybe I could just arrange everything, get the bishop. Bishop would be nice. But my opponent maybe won't allow me to get the bishop there. So I'm going to get the bishop here. Okay. Or maybe the rook here. Bishop. Okay, which is the only piece remaining? I need to get the queen. And then I think I will complete the set. Just for fun. All nights would be fun, but maybe next time. I'll try to get queen. Yeah, and then maybe arrange them in order. That would be fine. That would be nice. So I'll just put the bishop here, and then I'm just keeping an eye that there should not be any stalemate, and I should not have any 50 move rules. Yeah, now it's okay. Okay, queen is right in a good position. King is also fine. Bishop is also fine. So they are all actually coming back to where it all began. Yeah, so here we have completed a nice set. And now it's time to checkmate. So how do we begin? We'll go with Abish Matthew's strategy. We'll go with the king. So there I see some stalemate tricks. So I'll give a check with the bishop, check with the rook, check with the queen, check with the bishop, and maybe another check with the knight, because I think knight also should play a role. Yeah, so every piece has contributed, and now this is a mate. Nice. I like this game. I like the way it ended. Oh, it's not a mate yet. Sorry. I mean this and then rook checkmate. Okay. So there I have defeated an international master, Beth Harmon, at age 17. Feels good. So that means I am at least an I am now, according to this. Alright. That was fun. If you could promote a king, then you could take all kings and a stupid stalemate. Beware of stalemate. No, that was just for fun, not humiliating anyone, just for fun. Two same color bishops. Yes, Meenakshi, that's possible. You can make as many number of bishops as you want. Thank you, Srishti. Alright, let's go and now check on. I see what you did there. I can't believe I let that happen. Let's play again. Beth, you could have resigned. If you had resigned, you would have avoided this fate. But no, you wanted to play. So that's what happened. But never mind, I'm going to challenge you again. I am again going to meet you at age 20. And you are now ready to take on the world's best players. Beth is ready to take on the world's best players and is getting invites to top events for the opportunity to prove herself as a grandmaster. Will you accept the invite? I would accept the invite if you give me a grandmaster norm. But since I am playing and I am in a mood, I am anyway going to accept the invite. It's going to be great. Abish Gambit. Okay. How 10 knights is possible? The thing is, you already have 2 knights and you can promote all your pawns. That makes it 2 plus 8 is equal to 10. Yeah, Manosij is right. she's never resigning. I mean, despite her first coach telling her that now you resign, but she doesn't. So now let's take on Beth Harmon at age 20, whose rating is 2500. So she's almost a GM now. I'm looking for a challenge. Yes, okay, here you go. D4, D5, knight F3, bishop G4. Okay, I haven't faced this in a tournament match yet, but I feel that this is some kind of Chigorin attempt at a Chigorin. I'm going to play knight E5 and attack your bishop. I'm going to play C4. What if I take CD5? Knight E5, I'm going to take... So she's giving me another pawn. Okay, D6, she wants to play knight E5. Okay, I'm going to play knight C3 and develop. If I play knight D5, my opponent is going to play knight takes E5. D takes E5, C6. Knight C3, queen D1. Can I take knight D5? Knight takes E5, D takes E5. C6, knight C3. Queen D1. I'm not really in a mood to play like that. But it's very tempting to get that pawn to take knight D5 because it's a free pawn. But in return, I'm going to give a lot of moves to my opponent. Instead, what if I make a very useful move like queen A4? But then C6 is coming. That takes away all the threats. What if I play G4? Then knight takes E5 is coming. G4, bishop G6 is there. G4, knight E5 is there. So the challenge in this position is that there are so many good moves. Change my score. Definitely, I must change my score. Thank you for the reminder, Srishti. So I've won 5 games, I think. Some positions definitely better to resign than face complete humiliation. Yes, Monosiji, you're right. Sometimes yes. So I'm thinking about what to do here. Knight D5, knight E5, D E5, C6. Okay, I'm going to take that. Knight D5, knight E5, D E5, C6. Yeah, so as I had calculated, that's the exact variation my opponent played. Knight D1, bishop B4, bishop D2, bishop D2, king D2. I think I will go with that. F6. Okay, I will take that also. Bishop D2, I'll take king D2. And I'll go knight C3. I know that I have lost the right to castle, but I'm how many pawns up? I'm quite a lot of pawns up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pawns. And my opponent has 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's just one pawn up, yeah? I thought I'm just many pawns up, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6. So that means my opponent has a lot of compensation. Definitely a lot of compensation. So I'm considering first to play G4 and then to play A3. Knight D5. Okay, if I take knight D5, bishop is coming in the picture. I don't want to allow that. But if I play rook C1, knight F4 is coming. Then I will have to play E3. Okay, I think that's fine. Okay, I can play E3 here, or I can play bishop G2. No, bishop G2 I will definitely not go, because bishop G2, if I go, knight F4 is coming. E3 seems like a move that I would like to play. I'll go with E3. Okay, my opponent has retreated the knight to B6. Yeah, please do like the channel, the video, and subscribe to our channel. If you are here for the first time, please subscribe. Alright, knight B6. I can play bishop G2 and keep an eye on this pawn. My opponent wants to go knight c4, I understand that. But bishop g2, knight c4, I can take knight takes b5. Okay, so my opponent has defended against that threat by playing bishop c4. So knight b5 is met by bishop b5. So I'll exchange pieces. I will offer the exchange of rooks because I am happy to do that. I am a pawn up. So that's okay. Bishop b3 check. That's a check I don't like, but I have to face it. Now I'm threatening knight b5, but my opponent sees it. So she is very good in spotting immediate threats. Now this is the road I am considering because I need to wake this rook up because it's sleeping. So this is the move I am considering. I'm going to advance the pawns. Knight c4 could be an idea in the long run. How about bishop f1? I stop all the threats. Knight d7. My opponent wants to go knight c5. Very clever. Okay. What if I play bishop e2 and bishop d1? Do I have time? Knight c5 is coming immediately. Knight d3 could be an idea. The Divansh is saying knight c4 is coming now. Yeah, I'm considering that. This could be a possibility again, but knight c5 is also coming. E4, knight c5, rook e3. Rook e2, bishop c4 is coming. Rook f2. Yeah, I could go rook e2, I think. Knight c5 is also coming. I can push this pawn. There are so many opportunities. I think I'll push this pawn now. And then this is hanging. Alright. So if I defend this, what happens then? What if I defend this? e5. Is this the right time to get the king? Or to play bishop e2, b4, ab, knight d1. b4 is a move which could come. Also, I cannot play e5 because knight takes e5. So I might play bishop e2. b4, ab, knight d1, knight c5. Support this pawn. If I play f5, knight will sit on e5, which is not really good. So I must admit that black has definite compensation against the pawn. It's not easy to win this. That bishop on b3 is very irritating. Aditya, you are right. It's not letting me play peacefully. So rook f3. What if I set a small trap with rook f3? Okay, I'm going to set a small trap. My opponent defends it. Now the knight is defending the bishop. Now if I play e5, b4 is coming. Okay. What about knight b1? No, e4 pawn I have to take care. So the problem is once my knight moves from b1, I have to take care of all the mating ideas. My opponent is now actually threatening b4. This opponent is strong. So Beth at 20 is really strong. Bishop e2, b4, ab4, ab4, knight b1. Okay, I'll play bishop e2. If my opponent plays b4, I'll take and play knight b1. Seems like a good idea to me. Okay, I'll take. So if my opponent takes knight, I'm going to take this. So that was my idea. Oh, rook a1. Cool. I have to be careful here. I have to defend this, I have to defend this. How do I do both? If I play e5, then rook could come to a1. Bishop a2 would be the next threat. It's not easy at all. So bishop d3, rook a1, bishop c2, bishop a2. Not easy. So how do I defend against this threat? I think I'm in danger, definitely. Please play a match with the viewers. Antorip, yes, someday I'll definitely do that as well. Can't king if I come here since rook hangs? Oh, I don't get that question, because knight e5 wasn't coming because my rook was supported probably. So how do I deal with this threat? e4 pawn is hanging, first I have to defend it, then rook a1 will come. So e5, rook a1, I must do something about this knight because bishop a2 is coming, and with bishop a2, knight b3 is also coming. Seems like I have blundered somewhere, because from that position to get this position is a sign of some mistake. Okay. What if I play e5, rook a1, rook f1, bishop a2? So I'm going to lose a knight in the process. So if I play king d2, rook a1 is coming, or knight e4, king e3. Yeah, I think I'm going to give away that pawn. But the opponent is not taking up. He's bent on dealing with this. So bishop d3 if I go, then knight takes d3, rook d3. It's not clear to me how I'm going to deal with this. So rook f1, knight e4 check, king e3, knight g3. Okay, so I'll try rook f1 because I don't see anything, because e4 is hanging. If I play e5, rook b1 is hanging. If I play bishop d3, then knight d3, king d3, or knight d3, rook d3, then bishop a2, knight is trapped. This is a dangerous one. Hi Sanya. Hi Akshat. Bishop d3, knight d3 is coming. Rook d3, bishop a2, my knight is trapped. So I have to go rook f1. That's the only move. Bishop a2. Now the knight is trapped. Wow. If I play king c2, b3 check. King c3, rook b1, bishop b1. If I play bishop d3, knight d3, and then this is lost. Okay. So if I play rook c1, then knight takes e4 check. This is not easy. So if I play bishop f3, still losing. I won't be like Beth. If the position is losing, I will definitely resign. b1. Somehow I have to defend. I don't see a way. Because if I play bishop d3, knight d3 is coming. If I play knight c3, bc3 is coming. So this seems like a gone. Yeah, Rishabh is right. She won't spare me in this game, definitely. After that promotion game. Okay, so what I will do is I'll set one last trap and play e5. Oh, so she goes for rook b1, I'll go rook b1, bishop b1, and then let's test her endgame technical skills. Let's play f5 and see what she does. And a grandmaster should be able to convert this very easily. And she's doing a good job, I think, of converting that. Because this is hanging, and this seems like a seems like an easy win to her now. But I'm going to try pushing pawns and see how she handles that. g6, hg6, fg6, g6, hg6, f6, e6, bishop e6. Okay. Hold on. F6, she doesn't have to do anything. G6, she'll go H6. So I'll first go E6. Okay. And now G6, H6. F6, G6, H6, H6. Yeah, let's try that. This is gone. So this I'm going to resign, definitely. So this is the first game in which Beth Harmon has won. She deserves some credit, definitely. So that means Beth Harmon at age 20 has defeated me at age 26, definitely. Alright. I want to do the next match. I will come for rematch round later. I want to see if she's able to beat me in the end game well and play these moves so well after that sacrifice of a pawn. I want to know how she plays at the age 22 where she is 2700. Beth has been dreaming of playing for the world championship for 2 years and aspires to be the youngest world chess champion ever. Do you dare to stand in her way? Yes, I do, and I will play. Let's see. Let's create a masterpiece together. Okay, so she has invited me to create a masterpiece. Let's see if we succeed to do that. Okay, again d4 c5. Okay, I'm going to take this. Knight c6. I'm going to play knight c3. e6. Okay. I can play knight f3. On bishop into c5, I can play knight e4 and attack. Then if I play e4 now, maybe bishop into c5 is coming. Definitely it's coming. Thank you, Manosij. I tried well, but was not enough. Okay, I'll go e4 and develop my bishop to c4. Pawn sacrifice. Okay. I don't know why she's giving a pawn. Not so sure why. So in both the games I saw that she gave pawn sacrifices. Okay, I'll give this check and also take this. Bishop e6, queen e6, queen e2, queen e2, king e2. Castles, rook d1. I think I can go for bishop e6, queen e6, queen e2, queen e2, king e2. I think I can go for it. So I'm a pawn up again, like the last game. But she seems like she has, it seems like she has some compensation. I'll take this because it's a check. And c2 is hanging. If I play king d1, I won't repeat the mistake like I did last time. I'll give that pawn. I'll say, okay, take that pawn if you want to. I don't need it. I'll play on this weakness. Okay, bishop d2 seems nice. I'll get my bishop to c3. Okay, this is fine. Fine by me. I can go b3 to support this pawn. I can also go bishop e3. I can play bishop c3. I have so many options. Sicilian player Beth. Yeah, Manoj, maybe that is the reason she played d4 c5. She is inviting me to a Sicilian, but I have watched the film, so I don't want to be that grandmaster of Russia. Mayank, if you're asking who is Beth, I think you are probably living far from the internet and the bus. Or maybe if it's a sarcastic comment, then yes, I think you should take the challenge with Beth Harmon to understand who she is. Okay, I'm considering to attack e6, but she has cleverly spotted that f2 is also a long-term attacking threat. I must defend it consistently. If I play b3, my opponent might play rook a8. Then if I play rook c1, then rook takes c1, bishop takes c1, then rook c8. This goes on. So how about bishop c3 and we trade our weaknesses? That's one strategy. So, or bishop e3, that's also fine. We play a symmetrical position. And I play rook d1, bishop takes, pawn takes, rook d1, 4. Yeah, this seems nice. I'll play rook d1. And in this position, I can go b3. Of course, you should not play king f1 here because bishop e3 is coming. Oh, but there is rook d8. But why venture into a pin? Why to do that? I can go b3. So I'm going with b3. King f7. Beth knows her endgames already. So she knows that she has to bring the king because the king is an active piece in the endgame. Now I can play king f1. And I can also play king e2. Okay. Rook d2, bishop e3 is coming. I'll play rook d2. I'll double the rooks. King is coming forward. She can definitely not take on e3. I'm thinking of f4. What do you guys think about f4? Hi Mayank. Sanya is right. Mayank, you must see. You haven't watched Queen's Gambit, Mayank Sharma, you must definitely watch. Mayank Hingi, thank you very much. Okay, I'm considering f4. But is it going to work? f4, ef4, bd4. That's my threat. Rook d6. Okay. If I play g3, b6. What if I play fe5? My opponent wants to go bishop e5. Okay, I will go for fe5. g4, king g4, fe5. g4 check, king e4, fe5. Okay, this seems interesting. If I play king f3, e4 check is not going to come. Definitely not going to come. So I'm going to play king f3 to see what my opponent has in response. h5. Then I'll go h3. I want to go g4 check. e4 check. Okay. King e2. Forced move. Bishop c5. Okay. If I go rook d6, my opponent wants to go rook d6, rook d6, bishop d6. Okay. If I play bishop c5, then my opponent wants to go rook d2, rook d2, rook d2, king d2. Wow, this is going to be an endgame. bc5, king e3, a6. This king and pawn endgame, I have to think. What is going to happen? Bishop c5. So I'm going to take a long think here. I'll watch it, Queen's Gambit on Netflix, 5th December. Oh, Netflix is free, is it? Capture Fest to begin soon. Yes. So let's calculate this king and pawn game. Bishop c5, rook d2, rook d2, rook d2, king d2, bc5. And now that is the position. Then if I play king e3, then my opponent has g6, extra move. How many tempi does my opponent have? Bishop c5, bc5. That means bishop takes c5. You can all calculate with me. Rook d2, rook d2, rook d2, king d2, bc5. And then I play king e3. And then let's say my opponent plays g6. Then I go h4. And then my opponent plays a6. And then I go a3. And then my opponent plays a5. And then I play a4. Wow. In that position, I am actually winning a pawn. So I must not be in a hurry now. I must really make sure that I'm getting a winning position, or maybe at least a position in which I'm a pawn up. And in king and pawn games, one pawn can make a huge difference. So let's start again. Bishop c5, rook d2, rook d2, rook d2, king d2, bc5, king e3. In this position, my opponent could play pawn to a6 first, to which I could go a3. Then my opponent could go a5. Then I could play a4. Then g6 I have h4. This is one possibility. But after I play king e3, my opponent could play a5 directly. And then if I play a4, my opponent could play g6. And then if I play h4, he'll be in Zugzwang. So as far as my calculation is coming, if I play h4, king g4 is coming and I'm losing. So there I have sensed the danger. So it's not really clear. If I take bishop c5, bc5, bishop c5, so I cannot really play h4 because king g4 is coming and I am the one who's going to lose. So this king and pawn game is not really winning. So bishop c5 takes, and after bc5, king e3, g6, I have to play king d4, but then h4 is coming. So it's not so clear. So Beth Harmon is very strong, grandmaster already. If I take this, 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 this and this. So this position, when I play king e3, my opponent is simply going to play g6. And if I go h4, king g4 is coming. Yeah, Chessophile is saying let's wait and calculate. Yeah, I'm considering different options. Bishop c5, I'm not sure if it's winning. Because I capture everything and then I play king e3, my opponent will go g6. If I play a3, my opponent will play a6. a4, my opponent will go a5. And I will have no moves left because if I play king e2, then h4 will come. If I play h4, then king g4 will come. So then king into e4, then king into g3. It's not really clear. So that means the king and pawn game is not winning for me. I cannot go for it. After g6, Namaskar, Akash from Kerala. Hello. Hello, Anish. After king f2, there is e3 check. Hi, Raikkonen. So g4 after g6. H4, king g4, king into e4 is coming. But then king g3, is that winning? I have to check. I have to check whether it's really winning. Aryan Tyagi is saying it seems like a draw. Let's calculate again. Bishop takes c5. Takes everything and then king e3, g6, a3, a6, a4, a5, g4, h4, king g4, king takes e4, king g3, f5, gf, king f, king f3, king e5, king e3, king d5, king d3, king takes c5, king c3, king b5, king takes b3, king a5, king c4, king b6. Some ray of hope suddenly. Because after takes everything, and then when I play king e3, my opponent could go g6, I will play a3, my opponent could go a6, and when I play a4, my opponent could go a5, and then when I play g4 check, h4, king g4, king takes e4, wherever the king moves, then f5, gf5, king f5. Seems like this variation is the path to go. I think I will take with this. Nadig Anuj. No time control. No. We are also streaming on Twitch. Our ID is, I think, ChessComIn. That's our ID on Twitch. Thank you, Rohit. So seems like there is some hope, but you know, during calculations like this in king and pawn games, you should not be very excited. I have learned that from experience, because king and pawn games are tricky by nature. So I'm saying after king e3, is there something that I have missed? g6, if I play a3, a6, a4, a5, g4, hg4, hg4, king g4, king e4, king h5, f5, or g5, f5, king h3, f6, g4, f7, g3, f8 queen. So I am convinced that I can go into a king and pawn game, and forgive me if my calculations are wrong, but I am going for this. Okay, a6 I am going to play a3, which is what I had decided. a4, 5, a4, g6 I had decided to play this, so I am going for this. Okay, f5, gf5, king f5, king f3, king e5, king e3, king d5, king d3, king c5, king c3, king b5, king b3, king a5, king c4, king b6. Yeah, everything seems good in this variation. Okay, what is this? King f2, king e4, king e2, king d5, king d3, king c5, king c3, king b5, king b3, king a5. Still fine. Still very much in my favor. Okay, king c5, king c3, king b5, king b3. Yeah, it's all seems like winning. If I have won this, it's great. If I'm getting this endgame, then great. Wow, that means I'm going to win this. Very good. So Beth Harmon, I have defeated you here with some mind-boggling calculations. Okay, so that means I defeated the H22. Okay, game is not over yet, but I'm confident that I'm going to win this. Okay, she can take this, and I'm going to get the queen. And I'm going to follow the L strategy, the knight strategy. I'm just going to play queen c4 and just keep playing only with the queen. Okay, so this is a good trick for you to remember. Just maintain L distance, and then eventually you will be able to checkmate. And now is the time where you must not play queen g3. Now it's time for the king to join the force and attack and checkmate the game, checkmate the black king. Great. This is a photographic moment. We must capture this. So I've defeated Beth Harmon at age 22. I think I will definitely take a screenshot. Okay, nice. This is great. Let me download this game. I'm very happy with this win. I think it was crucial to spot that G4 mate. Thank you, Srishti. Thank you, Devansh. Thank you, Chessophile. Yes, Devansh, you are right. Thank you, Gajanan. Thanks for watching. So G4 was necessary to spot. Okay, great. I have lost very few times in my career. I will remember you. Oh, I am glad that Beth will remember me. But I want to go and rematch the other bot, because I lost to that bot, Beth Harmon at age 20. Let's see. Beth Harmon at age 20. Would you like to see a rematch, or should we end it here? What do you guys think? Hi Bondita. Hi Typically Sanchit. Hi Aditya Pratap Singh. Hi Shubham Sagar. Danish Khan, thank you. Chessopedia, thank you. Bondita Bhagwati, thank you. Yes, Chessopedia, thank you very much. G4 was your idea. Okay, great. Yeah, I'm going to change my score, definitely. Chessophile also streams, guys. You must also check his streams. He's a young streamer, and I did come across his streams, so you can check him. Rematch. Okay, I'll rematch the one bot with I lost to. This is Beth Harmon at age 20. Alright, let's go Beth Harmon. I'll challenge. I'm looking for a challenge. Can you provide that for me? Yes, I'm going to play knight f3 or e4. Which move? I'll decide based on the chat. What's the first move you want me to do? Nitin, Tom Lasker, please play with subscribers. Anuj, yes, I will definitely play with subscribers, but some other stream because here I am only taking Beth Harmon's challenge. Gajanan Joshi. Yeah, I think I also actually want to end because it's been more than 90 minutes, I think, since I'm streaming. So I would like to end on a high note. And Akash Tul is saying e4. You want me to play? Yeah, thank you Srishti for sharing the channel link. You can also subscribe to my channel, but I will have to find my channel for that. Let me see if I can find my own channel. Where is my channel? Okay. Let me get my channel too. Okay, so this is my channel. This is e4 and Italian opening if possible. Alright, I'll play one last game. I'll go e4. I've been studying positions on my ceiling since I was 8. So she's trying to scare me. I'm saying, okay. Philidor. Philidor defense. Okay, I'm going to play d4. Knight d4. Knight c3. g3, bg2, castles. If I take, my opponent takes, that's okay with me. It's okay by me, I can take that. c6. Okay, I'm going to develop my bishop to the natural square. Okay, get it back. h3, no more knight g4. Okay, rook d1. My opponent wants to go knight e5. If I go f4, I'll go aggressive. I'll go f4. b5. What if I play f5? Bishop wants to come to c4. Okay. So she's saying that she also can be aggressive in this position. Okay. Bishop c4 is coming. c5 is coming. So I'll just drop my queen back. Bishop a2 is not coming because b3 is there. And yeah, I can play b3 myself, but bishop a6. Okay, this is fine. I can play bishop pawn to b3 and then rook to f2. I want to go knight d4. Okay, she has taken, so I'll take back. Queen a5. Okay, if I play e5, then d5. Thank you Srishti for sharing the channel link. And Fiancho, nice. Yeah, Fianchetto is a system that I like. b3 was good idea. Those quirky comments by the bot, yeah, she has been customized well. Bishop d4 is coming. I can play e5. I'm thinking about a3 because this pawn on a2 is hanging. I must pay attention. Okay, if my opponent takes this, I have rook a1. That was my trap. I can play a3 now, and if queen a3, then rook a1. If queen b2, then bishop d4. How does that sound for a trap? I'll play a3. d5. Okay, so now ba3 is a threat? No, not really. ed5 I can take, but not ab4 because bishop b4 is coming and my rook hangs. So I'll take ed5. And now I can take queen d5, but I have to be careful. I can go bishop d4. How about rook a1? Then bishop f6, ab4. I have to play against queen versus rooks. Do I need to do that? Or I can simply play bishop d4 and then maybe threaten to take a b4. I'll do that. Defeat Alexander Botes. Hi Shubha. Hi Gajanan. Hi Nitin Bhadoria. Bishop c5. Okay, if I play a b4, my opponent wants to go bishop b4. If I play c3, I think I am having a very good position. I'll take a b4 and bishop b4. I have c3 and I have b4. This is a very nice position, a pleasant position to play with the white pieces. You see two weaknesses here, and I like the position very much. So if I play bishop d5, my opponent has knight b6. I would not want to give any chance to my opponent, so I'm considering rook e7, but there is queen d6. So I must be careful about that. The other variation I'm seeing is bishop d5, knight b6, bishop into f7. But there is king takes f7, which is not really helping me. So I can go rook e7, queen d6, rook de1. This is one idea. I think I'm going to do that. Rook e7, queen d6, rook d1. Keep my rooks connected. 7th rank is a good rank to be in, and I'm getting this pawn. You see, the advantage of not taking this pawn is that I'm getting a7 pawn, which is good. So I'm going to take this pawn and be very happy. It's a good moment. I want this rook also to come. So now my opponent has offered exchange of rooks, which I am okay with. Now this pawn will fall definitely. So if I play c4, then dc4 is coming. I can play g4 and g5. Seems interesting. I'll go g4. Rook c8. If I go g5, rook c4. Is that the idea? Okay. Knight h5. I can take queen takes d5, isn't it? Queen takes d5, queen takes d5, bishop takes d5, knight takes f4. Okay, so I must be careful. I should not play fast here. Rook a1. Rook a1 when? Maybe I missed that message. Twitch link please. I cannot find in search. Okay. Twitch.tv chesscom in. I think this is the Twitch link, Prabhu. Just take d5. Okay. I will eventually take it, but I must just make sure that I don't give any counterplay to the bot, Beth Harmon, in return. Now I think I want to take queen d5, bishop d5, knight f4. But is there a way I could defend this before I do that? Or I can simply take bishop d5, but then queen h3 is coming, which is what I am concerned about. My opponent is anyway threatening rook c4. So how about queen e5 first? Yeah, and then I'm threatening bishop d5 also. Okay, so my opponent is giving me a pawn again. I can play f5, queen takes e5, rook takes e5. That's also a possibility. Or I can just take this pawn and say that I am having a good position. And my opponent is also threatening knight f4. Beth Harmon is being very tactical here. If I take knight f4, rook e3. You see the variation I am saying. Queen e6, f e6, rook e6, knight f4. If I play rook e3, my opponent will go rook takes c3. If I take rook takes c3, there is knight e2 check, and then the rook is falling. So I can't really take that. But if I play f5 directly, then queen e5, rook e5, then knight f4, then bishop d5. I'm not sure if that is enough for a win. Tricky situation. Yes guys, please subscribe. to our channel. If you are here for the first time, follow us on Twitch and follow us here as well. What do I do? King h2, knight f4. How about rook e3? If I play rook e3, my opponent will go queen e5. If I take bishop d5, then queen e5. Rook e5, then knight f4. Then bishop f7. Wow, this is a nice idea. So the idea I'm considering is bishop d5, queen e5, rook e5, knight f4, bishop f7 check, king f7, rook f5 check, king g6, rook takes f4, rook takes c3, pawn to h4. I think I will go with that. So first bishop d5, rook e5, bishop f7. Yes, or do I have something better? Can I play bishop b7 and attack the rook? Yeah, I can play bishop b7. Why go into that endgame when I can play bishop b7? I'll go bishop b7. But bishop b7, if my opponent goes rook b8, I have to play king h2. Then knight g6, I have to go rook b5. Okay, so let's go with bishop b7. Okay, so the fact that the move rook into b7 is not possible because of mate is giving me one extra move. Can I play king h2 and support it? The YouTube stream has a little delay. Oh, thank you all rounder for watching on Twitch. Glad to know. First play bishop d5. Don't forget back right. Yeah. Oh, you're commenting on Twitch. Okay, the thing is, I am not really seeing the comments on Twitch. I'm sorry. But I will definitely see the comments on YouTube. So Rakesh is saying that pawns have to be pushed. But yeah, b5 seems interesting. My opponent's idea is to play knight h3 and knight g5. If I play king h2, then knight g6 is coming, and after rook b5, yeah, I can play king h2. So I'll play king h2, f6. So now I must play rook b5. No choice. I have to defend this. Then I have gf6, so I'll take g6. This is new. If I play bishop d5 check, okay, this should be winning, isn't it? Okay, this should be winning. So pawn on f6, if I defend, then he'll go for this pawn, I think. I can also play rook check and take this pawn, but then he'll play rook c8 and take this. I mean, she'll play that. So I'm going to push these pawns. b5, king f6, b6, something like that. I'm going to push this pawn. I'm going to follow what Rakesh has just mentioned. Okay, defending this, push, king g3. Okay, I'm going to push, this is getting very interesting. I don't know if I am winning clearly, but yeah, it's worth giving the pawn. I think my opponent forgot about a trick. Yeah, this trick my opponent forgot. Check and rook b5. So there, I saw that check coming. Okay. Alright, a new queen for you. How nice. Okay. So there, I think I'm very close to having this revenge. I'll first take the pawns. Did you see that check coming? Yeah, I did see that. I'm okay with taking this and taking this. Take this. Okay, I'll go c5. Check. Okay, so if I play c6, it's a stalemate, which I will obviously not do. Check. And so she's saying that she saw that check coming a mile away. I'm impressed. You have lost like that only once to GM Borgov in Paris, but now you have lost to me on chess.com. It's okay. I appreciate your presence, your existence. You've done so much to chess. Thank you, Beth Harmon. With that, I can say that I have won 7 games. Of course, that return match was necessary. So that means I have defeated all the bots from the age. Yeah, needed to breath. Yeah, you resign now. Yes. Thank you. So I have, I think I did not expect to win against all the bots, which is a good surprise. I'm very happy that I was able to win against all of them. And this game also, I think I must download because it's very precious game. I was able to win. Okay. So with that, I am going to finally say thank you very much. And even Levi can't beat Bet, but you did. All-rounder, thank you. You could have promoted those pawns to a knight and bishop and given us a demo. Someday I'll definitely do a demo of knight bishop checkmate, but not today. So I just want to make sure that you all subscribe. So please subscribe to our channel if you liked us, and please like the video. And we do 2 other things also. We do review, and today Rakesh is going to do the review in the evening probably. And then we also do YGOA, where you can send us your games, and we will analyze your games. You can check our YGOA stream for that. And we also do a Chessophile show, where I do questions with title players, sometimes with different guests. So we did a Chessophile show with Stanny and Deepan last week. Next stream with me, I think I'll be doing the Title Tuesday stream, but Rakesh will be doing in the evening today. Thank you, Rakesh, for being here. You must also check out his reviews, the way he does. It comes very naturally to him. So you must check that. Sanchit, sometimes I do teach online on chess.com. And I do teach. Now let's come to any questions. So if you have any questions, maybe I'll answer 1 or 2, and then I'm going to say bye-bye very soon. So do like and subscribe. Rakesh will be live at 5 p.m. He'll be reviewing the games. So please come at 5 p.m. today evening, and it will be fun. Ashutosh, how to improve endgames? There are 2 types of endgames, practical and theoretical. So we will talk about it in detail some other time. Now it is time for me to go. But whenever me or Rakesh are streaming, come and stick around. Gajanan, you are right. You cannot download the games in PGN. You have to manually do it. You have to click on share option there and download option there. Question for Niri. How many points did you expect to score against Beth? I think I was expecting something like 7-3 or 6-1 or 5-2, something like that. But 7, I did not expect that I would win against all the bots. Shresht is correct. You can try chess.com/drills for endgames. But maybe some other stream we will talk in detail about the endgame improvement, okay? All-rounder, thank you for joining me and staying here throughout the stream. I appreciate that, and I hope it was fun and enjoyable experience that you spent so much time with me. And I'll be back again with another stream very soon. Today evening, don't miss, 5 p.m. Rakesh will be there and he will be doing the stream of the Skilling Open. He'll take you through all the important moments. Okay then. Bye bye. Thank you very much.